Why am I so full of toxic, nasty poop? Seriously. I've been constipated for, a good part of my life. But in the last few months, I've reached a whole new level of constipation. And the frustrating part is, I always wonder,
are my health conditions causing me to be constipated, or am I constipated because I experience and live with a few health conditions?
In some of my old videos, I share some of my health symptoms and conditions if you want to check those out. But in this video, I'm going to share some tips with you, some natural ways to relieve chronic constipation. If you've tried many other things and they don't seem to work, well, hopefully some of my ideas might help you. It's important to poop each and every day. It is not normal to not go. If you don't empty your body, the toxins that accumulate in your colon basically get recirculated in your body. And the longer you wait to find ways to make yourself feel better, the more compacted your bowels can get. And that is also not good. But before I share my natural relief tips, let me go over some of the symptoms I experience when I know I am constipated. The first one being when I do go to the washroom, I will poop like a rabbit or not poop at all. And I won't necessarily get an urge to go either. I feel full and bloated even if I don't eat. I experience cramps, contraction-like pains, and I might have a sore belly. I often get headaches or migraines and pain behind my eyes. And lately, that is a true sign that something is not going well in my body. And that usually is a pretty good indicator telling me that I need to do something in order to get things moving. If not, my headaches or my symptoms will get worse. I often feel very sluggish or tired with very, very little energy. I sometimes want to nap after I eat, which if you're eating healthy, you shouldn't necessarily feel like you need to go lie down and sleep. But often if I'm not feeling my best, if I eat, I feel worse after. I can't concentrate or focus. I notice on the days that I don't eat necessarily first thing in the morning, and if my bowels have been cleared the previous days, I feel great. My brain is clear. But if not, oh my goodness, it's a pretty clear indication to me that something needs to improve in my system. I might experience low moods or just don't feel really motivated to do much. And usually it's because, if your body is out of sorts until you fix it, it's normal to not just feel like you're up to doing anything. I am dehydrated. That's a big one. And even though I think I drink a lot, I'm on my blood work, the last many blood tests I've done, I'm always dehydrated. And I'm like, ugh, I keep drinking water, but I'm always dehydrated. So again, you can tell if you're dehydrated by just looking at your skin, your face, your eyes, just how you feel in general. And the most obvious one in my symptoms is if I haven't pooped like at all in a while. I wouldn't run to the doctor if I have gone to the washroom, but if it's been more than a few weeks, you gotta address it. And note that any kind of bleeding from the bum is not normal, and you should seek help as soon as you can because it's not normal. And luckily, I have not experienced that. I do need to mention that I am not a medical expert, so you really, truly do need to reach out to your trusted medical professional to help you with your specific needs. Not going to the washroom every day is not normal. And yes, for sure, you can take stool softeners or laxatives. But again, my tip to you is just read the ingredients, and after you read the ingredients, you make an informed decision on if that is something you want to take or put in your body every day to help you do something that is supposed to be considered natural. Anyways, I'll let you do your own research for that one. But in a pinch, of course, stool softeners or laxatives can help, but it's not something to rely on. If you're watching this video, it's because you probably have tried a whole bunch of different things, and your doctor might have suggested different things, even your naturopath might have suggested different things, but you know your body best, and at some point you need to read and educate yourself on what is best for you. Why does constipation happen in the first place? Well, if you're experiencing new life stressors, or you have a change in your diet, even your routine, if you are on a different schedule, that can all affect your bathroom habits. If you are often constipated, your specific diet and medical conditions could for sure contribute to your digestion and your bowel habits. But it's important for you to get help from your trusted medical professional, because they might be more familiar with the possible medications that you could be on and other, factors in your life that could be contributing to the constipation for you. Also, I don't drink alcohol, and I'm kind of boring. I don't do recreational drugs either. So I do not have any experience on how they can affect the bowel. But if at any point you need quick relief or something else to try, I'm going to share my 10 top natural remedies that have helped me. And I hope maybe they can provide you with some new things to try or consider when this happens to you. Number one being hydration and diet. I know we hear it all the time, drink lots of water, but what does drinking a lot of water mean? It is suggested that you drink half your body weight in ounces, but do you really drink that? I mean, I'm not counting tea, coffee, juice, other beverages, like pure good old H2O. How much of it do you actually drink? I know that many of us are dehydrated and we just don't realize it. So what I suggest is double your intake, and you might even want to triple it just for a few days. Just give your body extra hydration, and even just that could do the trick for you. It really could. And if not, it's going to make you feel better. Even though you're going to pee a lot, it's going to make you feel better and improve your skin and a lot of other things. So it's a good thing. And as far as diet, everyone's diet is different. But if you're noticing that you've been eating a lot more processed food and maybe not enough vegetables and fruit, consider, just being more aware of your consumption of certain foods. If you're gluten-free, even gluten-free grains can cause a lot of problems. Again, just be more aware of what you're eating. Number two, move your body every day. Again, that's like a really super obvious one, but even if it's just gentle exercise, walking, yoga, stretching, and meditation, sometimes even clearing our minds. And it's not necessarily a physical activity, but it is an activity that will improve your mind, body, and even your mood. And you never know, if you're stressed out, maybe just doing that will help you relax so you can get your bowels moving. Number three is something I suggest trying, but increasing your magnesium intake. There's different types of magnesium, citrate, glycinate, etc. One might work better for you, and consult your naturopath or doctor as for the proper dosage. But something you could try if you have magnesium and you haven't tried this before is to test your tolerance. What I mean by that is at night, take one of your capsules before bedtime and see what happens to your bowels the next morning. If not much happens, the following day, take 2 at bedtime and test that out. The next day, 3 if you have to increase it. And if 3 makes you go to the washroom in the morning, then that indicates that you've reached your tolerance. So you could keep on that dose for a few days or for a while, or you could go back to 1 less and try that for a little bit if it gets your bowels moving more regularly. Magnesium is really great. It can also relax your body. So overall, it's a good supplement to try. Number 4 is to try Castor Oil Packs. Doing Castor Oil Packs have lots of benefits, not just for constipation, but I won't elaborate too much on that because I know there's a lot of information online. There's videos to help you, so just do a quick search and consider trying that as an option. And my next one, number 5, again with castor oil, you can actually even take it orally. I've only tried it once recently, and make sure you have a good quality organic if you can castor oil, but taking some by mouth can also help to move things along. For the proper dosage, I suggest you get professional help in order to give you the right dosage, or just do your own research and try something or a smaller dose to see if it works for you. Number 6 is consider trying natural laxatives. A while ago, my husband had bought me a brand of natural, I'll call them constipation pills, and it had Senna as an ingredient. I wasn't really familiar with Senna, and what I didn't realize is that a few years back I had occasionally had some smooth move tea, and I'll put a link below for the brand that makes the specific type of tea, but I actually didn't realize that the ingredient, or the herbal ingredient, which is a medicinal ingredient, is Senna. The amount of Senna in the tea is much, much higher than actually in the supplement for constipation. So after I saw that, I didn't take the pills anymore, but I drank a tea. The next day I felt cramps, because what it does is it helps to contract your stomach so you can hopefully get some movement. But if after one tea it doesn't do anything, the following day at night at bedtime, drink another tea, and do that for a few days. And for myself, after 3 days, it actually got things moving, but it did provide me, or give me, cramps that, it hurts and it's not super pleasant, but at the same time, not going to the washroom is not any better. So it's something to try if you haven't tried it, but that ingredient is called Senna, S-E-N-N-A. Number 7, when you wake up in the morning, drink a big glass of water. If you wait till you go to your kitchen, you can drink a warm cup of water too, if that is easier for you. And after that first big glass or cup of water, drink some more water, and then put 2 tablespoons of ground flax. And also, if you don't have flax, you could try psyllium husk, whole or powder would work. But getting the extra fiber and water in your belly before eating or drinking anything else could help. Number 8, increase your vitamin D intake. In the winter, I'm pretty sure most of us are deficient, especially if you live somewhere where there's not as much sun in the winter time. But instead of just taking your normal, 1 or 2 drops per day, consider upping your intake by, 5 to 10 drops, which is 5,000 to 10,000 IU per day. For a while, probably in a period that I was a little bit low on vitamin D, that helped me feel better, and that actually helped me go to the washroom, believe it or not. So it's something for you to try, and taking extra vitamin D won't hurt you. If anything, it will only give you additional benefits, because it's good to fight a whole bunch of other things going on. Do your research. Number 9, water enemas. And in my last video, I talk about my experience with trying my first enema. And this is probably by far my favorite natural remedy, because it does the job. It clears your body, and trust me, you feel fantastic after. And sure, it's a process that I don't necessarily look forward to, because it can take, 30 to 60 minutes, but after you're finished, it can be really helpful in making you feel normal again, especially if you do it a little bit regularly. If you know you are severely constipated, again, do your research, watch videos, read books, ask your naturopath. I'm not sure if your doctor will help you with that department, but they might give you some tips if you truly want to try water enemas. I have not tried any other type of liquid. I am not at that point of trying to experiment with different liquids up my bum. Anyways, you can watch my last video if you want to see or hear more about my first experience. Number 10 kind of works with number 9, but it's taking a hot bath with Epsom salts. Epsom salts is actually magnesium sulfate, and that can too help to relax you. And if you're taking a hot bath after you've done a water enema, I would really highly recommend you massaging your abdomen, and do it in a motion of massaging the large intestine, starting on the right, working your way up, then to the left and down to encourage the possible remaining stool, if it's stuck, to get as close as it can to the rectum to hopefully have you push it out. It's happened to me where I had finished doing an enema. I thought I was done getting everything out, got in the bathtub, started massaging my belly, and I got the urge to go to the washroom. Went back to the washroom, more came out, went back to the bathtub, massaged my stomach a little bit more, and I got the urge again and went to the washroom again, and more came out. So you would be surprised when you think you're emptying your body every day. Most of us are truly not. So doing that once in a while will transform how you feel. And of course, taking a bath any other night that you're not necessarily doing a water enema is beneficial. It can help relax you before bedtime and help you get a better night's sleep. And if you take magnesium, in addition to taking an Epsom salt bath, it can also encourage your system to get moving the next morning. I have a bonus tip, trying aloe vera. I have an aloe vera plant. It's an organic plant and I keep forgetting to try, but you can actually cut up the gel inside and you can make a juice with it. You can make a smoothie with it. You can actually even make aloe vera tea, but the enzymes in the gel can actually help with digestion. So it's something to consider if you too have a plant at home and actually don't use it. It looks pretty, but it actually has some, natural benefits too if you consume it. Just make sure that your plant is organic. In this video, I did not mention coffee as a natural constipation reliever, because if you're watching this video or if you gravitated towards this video, it's probably because you've tried it and it hasn't worked. So that's why I'm giving you some additional tips or suggestions on things to try, because it doesn't work for me anymore. And there's also other things you could try to help with constipation or your digestion, like digestive enzymes. But for myself, it helps me digest my food, but it didn't necessarily help me go to the washroom. So consult your naturopath and maybe she can, advise you on other things that you could try that I have not mentioned in this video. And if you have tried natural remedies of your own, something that I did not list, please share it in the comments with us. I would love to hear from you. And it's very important to note that if you're constipated, it's not normal. So if after a few days, a few weeks, you haven't been able to get things figured out, you need to get help, honestly. And because it can make things much, much worse, and something serious could be going on and you won't know unless you get help. And I will say that for myself, I am on 2 waiting lists. I asked to see my GI and I might get to go for my next colonoscopy within the next 6 months, which is not too bad. But as for a gynecologist to check what is going on with my adenomyosis and possible endometriosis, the wait list is long. I think it's already been 5 or 6 months, but I wouldn't be surprised if I wait another 6 to 8 to maybe even up to another year. So it's frustrating because if we're going through these problems, most of us do get help at some point, and we still kind of are left to figure out our own shit. Sorry. Anyways, I'm sharing this video today with you because, again, constipation has been one of my biggest struggles. And funny enough, when I actually actively started to do my own health research a few years ago to figure out why am I always feeling a certain way or experience certain health symptoms, I actually had the opposite. I had really bad diarrhea. I could not keep food in me and I was losing a lot of weight. And between diarrhea and constipation, I don't know which one's worse, but I feel that constipation has caused me more problems and pain overall. So I hope this video was helpful in any way, and that you were able to gain some tips and maybe things to try for yourself if this ever happens to you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now. A glass of water as soon as you get up is wonderful.